Bill Gates was born in an affluent neighborhood in Seattle in 1955. At 13, he became obsessed with the school computer and was punished to stand for sneaking out to code all night. At 15, he and his friend Paul Allen earned $20,000 by using a computer to predict traffic flow, but were banned from using the machine for 3 months for hacking into the system. At 18, admitted to Harvard yet skipped classes to write code. The professor warned, "You'll be expelled," he smiled and replied, "Someday you'll all use my software." At 20, he dropped out of school to found Microsoft. His first product, Altair Basic, sold poorly, so he used his mother's money to buy plane tickets and promote it everywhere. At 23, IBM approached him for cooperation. He bought the DOS system for $50,000 and made a fortune by licensing it. At 26, Windows 1.0 was released. Its ugly interface was mocked as a toy, but he stayed up all night revising the code. At 31, Microsoft went public, making him a billionaire overnight. When a reporter asked how wealth felt, he said, "Not as good as the night I successfully debugged the code and slept soundly." At 35, entangled in antitrust lawsuits, he left the judge speechless during the trial, yet said to a can of cola backstage, "I just want computers to be accessible to everyone." At 40, he announced he would gradually step down from management to focus on charity, co-founding a foundation with his wife. At 45, he promised to donate 99% of his wealth. When friends tried to dissuade him, he replied, "Leaving too much to children is poison." At 50, his vaccine project was criticized as a white people's experiment due to failed trials in Africa. He squatted in the laboratory eating cold pizza and revised the formula until dawn. At 55, a divorce scandal swept the globe. He remained silent but donated $20 billion to continue fighting malaria. At 60, speaking at a climate summit, he warned, "The next plague will be 10 times worse than COVID-19. The audience laughed, so he turned around and replaced the slides with death statistics. At 65, he published How to Avoid a Climate Disaster and was criticized as a hypocritical capitalist, so he donated the book to 1,000 libraries. At 68, amid the AI boom, he predicted, "Software will be free in the next decade." His old rivals laughed at him for being crazy. At 70, sitting in his old house by Lake Washington in Seattle, looking at the old computer he used to write BASIC, he murmured, "My biggest bug is thinking money can solve everything."